Okay, starting the video. We're going to do it in real time. We need a chair, a mat, a set of weights, or a TheraBand for this one. I'm going to do one set of the first group of exercises. Then you can stop the video and either replay it for the second and third set, or you can continue on, do the whole workout, and then go back up to the top. It's absolutely up to you. All right? So we're assuming before every workout that you've gotten your heart rate up in some way, shape, or form, or you start a little bit slower, a little bit less range of motion, you listen to your body, you take those breaks in between sets if you need to, and we go for it, okay? So you have your water readily available as well. We are going to start with a 1-minute plank, and I use 1 minute vaguely because you're going to use either a chair, a bench, or you can do it on the floor. I'm going to do it on the chair for easy video making purposes, okay? And I love that the chair never lies to me. If I'm moving the chair across the room, it means that I'm not quite set up on my toes enough. So I'm going to make sure you guys can have a good angle. So you're going to be here on your forearms. You're keeping them at 11. You're not letting them come in. You're nice and light on your toes, so you're not leaning back here. Keeping the chest right in between the biceps, gently pushing away so that you're keeping those shoulder blades apart, contracting the front of your thighs and the glutes. Inhaling and breathe. So I like to use my breath and count, because every time I breathe, it reminds me to pull in my core, pull my quads up, flex my glutes, stay off my heels and onto my toes, press myself away from the chair, keep holding. At this point, if you're starting to feel anything in like the upper tract or neck, okay, readjust. If you can't get rid of that feeling, you're automatically done for a break or to move on to the next exercise. Flexing through the glutes, the core, holding. We're approximately at 30 seconds. Keep holding. Aiming for a minute here. You can have your timer or your smartphone on you, or just count to 30 breaths. And that's usually a good indication when you come back up. Make sure that you're not just lifting through the lower back, but you're bending the knees, getting that tailbone underneath you before you come back up. Letting the blood come back down to the toes. Grabbing a drink break at this point if you need, and just catching your breath. We're going to go into a squat. So no weight to start, and then the second or third weight set you can use weights, okay? So I'm going to use weights so you know what it looks like for your second or third set. But for yourself, you're either going to just place your hands on top of your shoulders, down by your sides, or out in front of you. We're going to have hip width stance. Screw the feet into the floor, elbows up. You're going to inhale as you pull that air in as you sit your booty down, keeping your back nice and neutral. Neutral means it's feeling like there's not any compensation or tightness going on in that mid to low back. Keeping those knees pressed out over top. Come back up, that's one. Inhale, so my toes go out because that feels more comfortable for me. Don't be confused with the actual plie, which is wider and toes out, right? This is my natural normal squat stance. You choose what works best for you. You do watch your shoulders, don't let them come up. Breathing it out. We're at 4. I'm going to hold the weights here or by your side. Still keeping your chest nice and high. Don't let the weights be the reason that your chest comes forward. Squeezing up through those glutes, anchoring through that inner thigh. Keep the knees over top. We're going for 10 to 12, because you're doing those 2 to 3 sets. Hold the weights here. Sometimes it helps keep those elbows up. It's a great way of making sure we're not feeling it in that lower back or upper traps. All right, that's your 12. Taking a break, grabbing a drink break before you start your next plank. We're going to go into a hip flexor stretch. So you're taking your chair. Okay, you're going to sit your butt cheek right on the edge, and just let your leg come back. Straightening out that leg, making sure you're not tilting your pelvis forward, but you're pulling your abdominals in. keeping that knee, foot that's forward inactive, but you're just getting a nice stretch here. If you want to take it to the next, you're going to come over and just reach arm up, getting a little stretch. Make sure that you take time here to take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Right? Really get that stretch in through here. Flex that glute to help open up that psoas and hip flexor as well. Okay? Stop the video, do the stretch on the other side, and then go back to the top of the video and do the plank again and the squats, or continue on with me now. Breathe to the next group of exercises, and then you can start the whole video back up from the top again. Up to you. Moving on to the second set of exercises, we are going to do a shoulder press with dumbbells or TheraBand. So grabbing those dumbbells, elbows underneath the hands, right? So the elbows aren't back like this. Screwing the feet into the floor, flex the glutes, knees are soft. Breathe out on the way up. Absorb those elbows down, okay, underneath the weights. Pressing through, making sure we're not lifting up those shoulders, but we're pressing those arms away from our body, and we're utilizing those lat muscles. Allow those shoulder blades to move a little bit as they glide up and down over top of those ribs into our press without using those upper traps. That means our ribs might be stuck. So keep on continuing with the dumbbells, or you're going to come into using the TheraBand. So standing with one leg or both legs, depending on how much resistance you want. This is all going to start sounding familiar. Breathing out on the way up. Make sure you got even resistance on both sides. If you start getting tired, you can also alternate sides. Make sure you're flexing that glute gently. Breathe out. Bring that air all the way in to the bottom of the pelvic floor. Breathe out as you lift and press up. Shoulders should be feeling quite nice and warm. On to the next exercise. We're going to do lunges, stationary lunges with that shoulder press. So you can either have a broom pole for balance, a wall, a chair. I like the broom pole or the wall because it's as tall as we are. So you're going to make sure you're standing neutral, step the leg back as far as it can go. So the weight is distributed in the heel and the toe evenly. Holding here, okay, we're going to drop down, bending both knees. I feel once I get to this bent knee position, as you can see, I wanted more of a 90. So I move that leg back a little bit, the back leg. Then I come up, really contract the quad here, contract the glute here, keeping the weight through the heel and the toe. Inhale. Making sure that we're keeping our back nice and neutral, so you can even place a hand on that lower back, right? Breathing out on the way up. Notice if I had to adjust that back leg, it just was feeling like I was tilting forward. So you're responsible of kind of how you feel, what feels better for you, okay? It's your workout. 3 more. Should hopefully be feeling a little bit more of the front glute and hamstring than we are the front thigh. So that just means that make sure you're not going forward over top of that toe and you're keeping the weight in the front heel. Utilizing that wall or for help. Switching sides. Doesn't need much to switch sides. Inhale. Put that energy and the thought and the focus into that front glute and hamstring. Back of the leg, front leg. Weight through the heel, keep the hips nice and neutral. Allow for some of your abdomen to relax as you take that breath in so you're not tight and rigid the whole time. Four more. 3, graduating sooner or later to either not holding on, one dumbbell, two dumbbells, wherever you want to hold them, and one. Good. So that is your second set of exercises with either a broom pole, okay, or a TheraBand. You're going to do a little shoulder stretch here. You're just going to grab, okay, knuckles, palms facing out, and just open up the chest and reach that broomstick away. Getting a little stretch there. Keeping the chin tucked, don't let your head poke out. Gentle flexion of the glutes so the knees stay bent. Then you're going to turn the hands, press down, and lift up. You're giving a gentle pull of the TheraBand, the towel, or the broomstick that you have. Broomstick is a little bit more solid than the TheraBand, but nonetheless, you get a nice little stretch in through the front and the side of the shoulders and chest. So you can either, again, stop the video, go back to the top of that set and do another 2 or 3, or continue on with me until we get to the bottom. So next set, we're going to need the chair again, okay, and the dumbbells. So the chair, we're going to do tricep dips. So we're going to make sure when we're using the chair, we're sitting on the edge, I like to have my hands this way because I'm a lot stronger than if I have my hands like this, okay? It feels a little bit less pressure on the wrist joint. So I'm going to have my hands to the side. I'm going to drop my bum off, right? This is your level number 1. So you're starting in that end range with your shoulders back and down, your chest nice and high. My abdominals are neutral, so I'm not arching my back. I have my abs nice and tight. I'm going to inhale as I let myself down. Exhale, press up to that full extension. So allowing your abdomen to gently relax when you're here, and then press it up. Breathing out on the way up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! That burnt. Into a plie, straight into wider stance. Hands are going to be here with or without weights. Down into a plie, sit the bum down and squeeze it up. You can add the weights. 12, 11, 10, squeeze those glutes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Last one, but not least, let the weight rest on the thumb and the index. You can grab a lighter weight for this one. Arms are a little less than 90, and elbows just in front of the shoulder gently, keeping the chin gently tucked, knees soft. Breathe out, externally rotate as far as you can get that weight to go. Watch the wrist, keep the wrist nice and straight. Keep the shoulders back and down. 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Setting those weights down, shake it out. You're either going to go back up to the top of this one if that's what you've been doing, so this far, or you're going to go back up to the top of the workout and finish it 2 or 3 more times. You got this.